Okay, so in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about what makes a program actually sell. Okay, and by program, I'm talking about an online course or coaching program. Okay, and so your ability to sell your program is mostly based on not your marketing, not your sales skills, not how you look. I mean, that does have an effect. Like I'm sure certain people are turned off by the way I look or the way I speak, and that's totally fine. That's your loss. But the main thing that sells your program is your level of certainty in your program. This is why the most successful people sell the transformation that they went through, because they know how powerful that transformation was in their life. And so this is also why you can have two salespeople with the exact same sales script, right? And they say it the exact same way. They have the exact same level of tonality and pauses and objection handling skills. But the one that has that blind faith and certainty in the product, in the service, is the one that's going to sell more. 100%, because that energy transference is the thing that gets passed. And so even when I do a video like this, you're like, you feel like you're almost, I'm grabbing you by your throat when I do a video like this, because it's very rare that you see someone with this level of certainty. And so the reason for that really is that belief is an energy transference. Okay. I know it's getting a little crazy in here, right? And so how do you get that belief? How do you can't really manufacture that belief unless you're a psychopath, right? How do you get that belief in your product or service, right? Most of us, we don't even think about how certain we are about our product or service, right? And I'm going to stop saying product or service. I'm just going to say program. Actually, I'm not going to say program. I'm going to say course, because I don't like the way the P from program is hitting the mic right now. And so how do you get certain about your course? Okay, how do you get more certainty that your course is going to get your clients' results? How do you get certainty with anything in life? By taking action. Okay, you're not going to magically have certainty if it's a brand new course. So if you're feeling like, I don't know if this course is going to work, I don't know who's going to buy it, that is totally normal. That is to be expected. Okay. And even if you have a course that's been selling for some time, you are still going to have doubts from time to time if you see people that are not getting results from your course. Right. And so if the only way to feel certain about your course is from this external event, right, of people going through your program and getting results, is that really a good way to get certainty? I don't think that's a great way to get certainty, to be honest, because that is an external based certainty. And so how do we get internal based certainty? Internal based certainty is something that people cannot F with. Okay? They cannot F with you if you have internal based certainty, because you believe in yourself so much, or you believe in the mission so much, that energy transference gets sent to the other party, right? And so how do you have this belief in your system, in your program, in your course, okay, or your service, okay, if you have a service? A good way to think about this is, would you sell your program or your course to your best friend if they needed it? Okay? And so I'm going to give you an example. My friend, one of my best friends, is a real estate agent. Okay? And one of the things I do in my program is I teach people how to build their personal brand with ads, with low cost ads. Okay? It's like some crazy thing we figured out. It's really cool. I'm not going to explain it here, but I was like, you know what? This is not just for coaches and consultants. This is also for like anyone who wants to build their personal brand. And so I literally made a video for him that walks him over like how this whole thing works. And I sent it to him, and immediately he's like, I'm in. And I thought about it, and I was like, why did I literally just sell my friend on my program, on my services, and I wasn't even thinking of it in that way, right? I'm not even charging them, right? But it just like, I knew this was a good thing for him, because I know he's branching out. He's doing his own thing now. He left his brokerage, right? He needs to build up his personal brand, and I have the shortcut way to do it, right? I know he doesn't want to be making TikTok videos and Instagram videos all day, right? He has a family. And so if you feel like your program is the shit, and I mean that in a good way, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, you have to feel like your program is the shit. And I mean that in a good way, okay? You have to feel like in love with your program. Like, I know this is going to help people. Because when you talk to people, even if you're dead tired, I've been on sales calls at 8 p.m., 9 p.m., dead tired. I probably woke up at like 5 that morning. I have 2 kids, if you guys don't know. And even though my voice is like, yeah, this is a great thing, even though I don't even say that on the call, but even if my voice is cracking and in the weak voice, in the night voice mode, it's still able to, that communication is still able to connect with that person, right? It doesn't matter the words that I'm using. It actually does not, right? All you marketers are going to lose it when I say that, right? It doesn't matter even how you look, right? I know so many coaches are putting such a premium on how they look and the fonts they use, right? I have a friend on Facebook. He talks about fonts all day, and that's totally cool. That's amazing. But that has nothing to do with anything, okay? What really, really matters is your belief in your system, in your product, in your course, in your program, because that belief is what transfers to the third party, right? And so how do you get this belief? Like, I talked about it, how you get it internally, right? You do the friend check. But this really is where being in alignment with your inner compass comes into play, okay? Because if you're just BSing and you're using an outer compass, then you're going to get exposed eventually, right? And so for example, I can't say I'm the no BS marketing coach and be selling people BS, right? There's an integrity level there. There's a dissonance there if I breach that, right? And so, for example, let's use an example, okay? Short form content sellers selling their service through the DMs. Is there anything wrong with that? Yes. There is what I call an integral breach, right? There's an integral breach there, right? How are you telling me to create short form content, right? And if you don't know what that is, those are just like Reels and TikToks, you know, those like 1-minute videos, right? To promote my business, when you are not even doing that, right? You're literally promoting your business through cold DMs. So you should be teaching me how to cold DM, right? Or that's what you should be selling, right? And so if you're selling a program or even a service and there's any kind of integral breach there, right? That crack will wide open over time and lead to the collapse of your business, right? And so when I say I'm energetically aligned with my business, right? You may have heard the woo-woo people say this. I'm energetically aligned, right? That's some real ish, okay? When you feel energetically aligned with your business, what that means is I'm not selling anything that I don't do myself, right? I literally cannot sell you something that I am not doing myself. And so, again, this is where your certainty comes into play, because the more certain you are about what you sell, because you literally sold it to yourself, you sold this concept to yourself, right? Then it's so much easier to sell to others, right? I don't know if I really want to talk about this, but in 2017, I went plant-based, okay? And I was a heavy meat eater, like heavy. Like I lived beside a chicken farm. I could get chicken all the time. And any person I talked to, literally any person I talked to after I went through this process and told them about me becoming plant-based would become plant-based after. I literally sold probably 10 people on becoming plant-based. Okay? And I'm not a fitness coach or anything like that. But because I was so passionate about it, I sold them on that way of life. And they followed, like many of them followed it for months. Some still are. Some got off as usual. They didn't talk to me after. Like imagine if I was actually their plant-based coach, right? I could have kept them on a plant-based diet. And so what that really taught me was sell your transformation that you personally went through and make sure you're certain about that transformation that you went through, okay? And so this is why, for me now, one of my biggest transformations, right? This is why I recommend for you, think about what is the biggest accomplishment you've had in your life, okay? Or what's the things that have changed your life the most? And for me, it's learning sales and marketing and spirituality. And I love those three things. I could talk all day about those three things. Okay. And so this is why in my program, I teach you all of these things. Right. And so in my new program that I'm dropping soon, it's called the Expert Coaches Monthly Program. It's coming out this Friday. You guys can sign up. Cheap plug. And so in my program, I teach you all the things, how to position your offer, how to validate your offer, how to create your offer, all the marketing stuff, right? All the sales stuff. I even teach you how to scale your program with ads, right? So you can get off this content hamster wheel, right? But a main component of what I teach is also belief shifting and mindset stuff, right? Because these mind blocks are the things that make us scared to promote our business, right? And so before I talked about having that inner compass being aligned, right? If you want that outer compass and that outer authority and that outer power, you have to have that inner power, right? And that inner power comes from having an inner compass that's aligned, right? And so I've been doing a lot of work on this for the last 3 years. And as some of you guys know, last August, my wife almost died. It was almost a freak accident that took her from this realm. And that really tested my center, right? I could not break down emotionally. I could not hold in anything. I literally went into different realms during that period. And so you as a business owner or as an aspiring business owner, you have to be able to make decisions based on the business, not based on your emotions. And this screws up a lot of people, right? Our emotions, no matter even how much work we do, I think you can get to a place where you don't have emotions, but you don't need to be a robot, right? You need to still feel, right? And trust me, I definitely was like the creative artist. I hated business people. I hated salespeople, right? I definitely grew up as that creative kid, right? The artsy kid. And for me, it was only until 2011 when I read Steve Jobs' bio that I had a light bulb moment, like, oh, I can be creative and emotional and a business person at the same time, right? it was just being able to compartmentalize those things, right? And so this is all going to be inside the Expert Coaches Monthly program, all this stuff, right? Because I firmly believe this is what people need. You need to do the inner work so you can do all the how-to outer work stuff, right? And so in my program, what you'll get is weekly mentorship calls with me where I give you customized help for where you are and where you want to go, right? And give you a custom strategy for you, because I know we're all different beings. Okay, I don't believe in this template approach to things. Okay, this isn't. Shout out to what's his name, Russell Brunson, ClickFunnels, whatever that thing is. Shout out to that dude, but that's not real marketing. Okay, what I'm doing right now is real marketing. This is energy transference. This is not boilerplate template stuff, right? We have that as well, and that's a great way to, get you in on the foundation, get your foundation set. But what we're doing is getting you energetically aligned with your business, okay? And so you'll also get messenger access to me, okay, to ask any questions Monday to Friday, because I personally don't like having to wait a week to get my questions answered when I'm talking to my coach. And so I don't want you guys to wait a week to get your questions answered when you're talking to me as your coach, right? Do you see how there's no integrity breach, right? And so that is about it for this video. I'll check you guys in the next one.